Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 4 of the Minecraft Mining Podcast. So, guys, we have a pretty action packed episode today. We are actually going to sit down and interview none other than IamFluffy90. He is a fellow content creator on the Forever Bedrock realm, and you guys will get a chance to know him. He's a really cool dude. Also, we got to talk about the Warden and ancient cities and all that, and the structures and everything, because people are finally delving into those. So we're going to go ahead and talk about those. And, of course, they had to release some screenshots of the new swamps. So I can't wait to dive into that. I have a lot of opinions about that, and I hope to hear yours. So we are actually going to jump right into the interview with Fluffy, because you guys did enjoy having the guest in the beginning of the episode. So we're going to keep it rolling. And we're going to get Fluffers himself. IamFluffy90 here on the phone.
All right, guys, we are now live with IamFluffy90, a.k.a. Fluffers.
Hey, guys.
So, first question I got to ask you here, Fluffy. How'd you get the name?
Wait, sorry, are you still there?
Yeah, are you still there?
Oh, yep, there you are.
Oh.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit.
Well, I don't know. That's weird.
All right, you said first question was what?
How'd you get the name I Am Fluffy? Where'd that come from?
Oh gosh, it's just been my gamer tag for like 20 years now. It never really came from anywhere.
So it has no connection to, who is that, Gabriel Iglesias?
No, it doesn't have any connection to him. No, I always thought it would just be funny, because I grew up, playing N64 and stuff, and then when the Xbox came around, I played a lot of Halo and games that were a little more competitive, and I always thought it'd be hilarious to be Fluffy, because then the other person sees you were killed by Fluffy, or you were eliminated by Fluffy. It was kind of a like a psychological jab that somebody that sounds so weak killed you.
So you were a troll ahead of your time, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so like I said, this is like a get to know you creator segment. So why don't you tell everyone about yourself? People who might not know you, who you are, what you do, etc.
Yeah. So I've been playing Minecraft since, I don't know, 1.6, off and on, not not straight. But yeah, I think that was around the time the jungle was added and the cats and everything.
Oh, wow.
And so the jungle has always kind of been my favorite biome. I don't know if it's kind of nostalgic, because it was one of my first bases. But I really like the green and everything. And I just go through these phases where I'll play and build a big base, and then leave it for a couple of years, and then play, and I've got a couple different worlds with some other friends too, and we'll go back to those every so often. These last couple years have probably been the longest running string, or that I've been playing straight. And I figured, if I'm going to be playing, and I enjoy a lot of Minecraft content that other YouTubers produce, I felt like I could do that. I just needed to press the screen record button, and I was good to go.
Now, how long have you been on YouTube?
This time, since about June, but I do have a whole bunch of drum cover videos that are still uploaded, but just set to private. When I started making Minecraft content, and technically my YouTube account started in 2008.
Oh, wow. That's like one of the original YouTube accounts then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
I think that's actually how I have the URL as my username instead of like 20 random characters. Is because back
Oh,
then you could actually make it what you wanted without like hitting a certain threshold.
oh yeah, that, and there was only like 6 people on YouTube at the time, so that helped.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that definitely helped.
so what are your goals for your YouTube channel? You're at what, 89 subscribers currently?
I am at 89. Probably a good 70 of those are back from when I did the drum covers. The last 20 or so have been more Minecraft subscribers, I believe. I do want to like build it to where I can, start making a little bit of something from it. I would love if I could stay home a little more now that I've got 2 girls to take care of. I would love to just be able to spend more time with them. Um, right now I'm out on my way to work, and I just spend too much time at work with people that aren't my family, who I don't enjoy as much as my family.
Right, I hear that. So, how old is, for those of you who don't know, Fluffy actually just had a baby. Well, his wife, your wife, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Girlfriend, wife, she just had one. So, how old is the young one now?
She's 3 months now.
3 months.
Yep, and I got a 2.5-year-old as well.
Oh man. So this one's the easier one then, right? Because you already know what to do.
You'd think that. That's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. Oh, I wish. No,
So,
but it's been we've had our ups and downs with with the struggles of the new baby. It's actually given me a lot of time to bond with my 2-year-old, because the baby just wants my wife all the time.
oh,
Yeah.
so since you're a two-time father here, and you just recently had one, what would be your advice to me? I'm gonna be a first-time dad here in about 3 weeks.
Oh goodness. Just try to set up your wife for success whenever you leave the house, or like let her nap as much as she can, or um you know just just be there as much as you can for her to take some of that stress off.
Okay, that sounds like good advice. That's stuff I can do. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's stuff that I know I sometimes struggle with, because I've just always been so independent that
yep.
I just take care of myself, and I do take care of her too when she asks for it, but like she's going to be thinking about the baby so much, she's not going to think to ask for it quite as much, I don't think. So just try to be proactive about that would be really helpful for her, and probably help both of you get through this next few months.
Yeah. I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, you're going to have a blast.
So, are you planning on having any more?
We do want some more biological kids, and then maybe adopt later in life. We've always liked the idea of a big family, more kids to love, and play with each other.
More grandkids?
Yeah, yeah, more grandkids too. It'd be awesome to just like walk into a place and you just have like this clan.
Yeah. You need your own table of 10.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Oh man,
So,
yeah. How many are you guys planning?
well, the original plan was 2.
Yeah.
And then, like, we kind of started thinking, well, we're going to have 1. And I mean, we're both getting older, so maybe just 1. But she's still kind of like on the fence about a second one. So maybe 2, but probably 1. So you're the only mobile player on the realm. So tell us what that's like.
So that's that. So what kind of inspired that was I do to play on Xbox, but I just didn't have the setup to record that. I know you and I talked a little bit about how easy it is to get a capture card nowadays, but I still had in the mindset that it was like that was unattainable for me, and so I was just like, I could just get this on my iPad, because with the Better Together update, lets me play with everybody, and I just use my iPad for everything. I can take it anywhere. So, like, if my wife needs the front of the house, I can go to the back, or vice versa. I've done a lot. I actually started a lot of my recordings in my garage.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but I play with an Xbox controller, and I play wearing AirPods, and I use the Xbox headset as my microphone. And so, like, it's a lot of like accessories, but it works.
I would have never guessed to use the Xbox headset as a microphone, because your audio is like really good.
Yeah, it's not like the standard Xbox headset. It's like a Turtle Beach headset.
Oh, okay. Now, do you like ever play on your phone, or is it a tablet?
I do have it on my phone. I mostly play on the iPad. I do have it on my phone for quick little tests.
Okay.
Like during my breaks at work, but I mostly just play on my iPad.
That is a good idea. You can take literally the realm with you to work.
Yeah.
Man. So, like, do you watch any like Pocket Edition? I guess we can call it that, because it's technically where it came from. Players, or is there like any YouTubers that, like, you kind of follow that play Pocket Edition or mobile devices?
Not really. No, actually.
Do you?
I know, all the major Bedrock players, but they mostly play on PC, as far as I'm aware. Nobody that plays on Pocket Edition specifically.
So you're literally.
I've followed. I've been following. Like Etho and Mumbo. I like the Redstone kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And I really probably gleaned a lot of my play style from Etho, who does the redstone, but also, tries to like make things still look natural around him.
Mhm.
And I just and following those guys, but I don't know of anybody that I follow being Pocket Edition, which I guess
So,
technically I'm on. It doesn't feel like Pocket Edition because I use the controller.
yeah, so that would technically make you the biggest Pocket Edition player in the world, then.
Maybe.
See, you're more famous than you thought you were.
I will get there. If I'm not already, I will get there.
That's what I'm going to use as the title of this now.
Interview with the biggest Pocket Edition player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, on the realm, you live out in the jungle. So, what are your plans for that? Are you going to continue that, or are you going to go somewhere else? Like, what's your general goal?
Well, I have another spot picked out close to you guys that I just haven't been able to get on the round in a couple because of the baby and everything. There's another spot out there that looks good, that has like villagers and a mountain, and it's near a river, and it's got a cave system. And I have plans to help the villagers reach their full potential without giving too much away.
Yeah.
And not only abandoning the jungle base, but taking a step away from it for a while. Given everything that's happened there, everything in my eyes, everything that happens on the realm is canon. So, so with the portal stuff that's going on, and the earthquakes, the whole portal just like the ground came over closer to my jungle base. It's getting a little scary over there.
Yeah, it's definitely not ocean approved currently. So.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm planning to, get some villager help and see if we can make that a little safer.
Okay, so you're gonna almost essentially work on two bases.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh boy, that's a lot of work.
It is. It is. I'm hoping I can get in a little more of a rhythm so I can actually get on the realm to make it happen.
But like you said, the good thing is with the convenience of being able to play on your tablet, you have like an option just to do it like without the kid, obviously, but you can basically do it anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, as long as I have internet access. A bigger problem for me is actually just the noise level. I don't feel like I can do a lot of recording because it's just so noisy at my house right now with a baby and a toddler.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably not too quiet. Not many hours of sleep you're getting probably either, huh?
No, no. The only real time I have to play is like middle of the night practically.
So, what do you think about the community projects that are currently going on the server?
Well, I really like your Mars thing that you're doing. Um, the I like the little details you add to really sell the Mars trip, like the science experiments you're doing and the floating water and all that. I love the size of the castle that D-Ski's created.
Yeah, that's just
The
nuts.
Yeah, yeah. And then of course the Hyperloop has been awesome to watch come to into existence. That's gonna be huge getting back and forth between the old and new chunks.
Yeah.
I'm excited to fly through that. I don't know how much mine carting I'll be doing, although it's probably going to be better lit up than my nether tunnel, so it'll be safe for my horse or me and Sonic to fly through. You know.
And there's actually no mobs that spawn in that thing, so it's more than safe actually. You do got to try the minecart though, because I mean it just saves you on rockets.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got my horse. Sonic will get me there just as fast as a rocket.
Yeah, yeah. For those of you who don't know, you made Sonic back, or Sonic is your horse, and you
Yep.
made him back when there was it a bug, or how did that work?
Yeah, I think it still exists too. Um, if you give two horses a speed potion, ideally speed two, and then you breed them, their offspring keeps that speed effect that the parents give it. And so you just do that over and over and over. And after several generations, you're going like 30, 40 blocks a second.
Oh wow, yeah, that's faster than
Yeah.
a light, isn't it?
It's right up there. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Now, does that like speed like affect stack? So like if you have speed two from a beacon plus the potion speed two, like can you speed that process up?
I've never tried it with a beacon. Does the speed effect um affect the horses? Do you know?
I have no idea. I never ride a horse.
Because that would be way easier if the horses got the speed effect from a nearby beacon.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't have to worry about them like running out of their effect or whatever.
Now,
Because I'll usually shoot them with an arrow, and that only lasts for 10 or 11 seconds. So
oh,
you got to you got to breed them. You got to breed them real quick.
oh, see, now you're light years beyond everybody. I would have just splashed him with a potion.
Yeah, that's a waste of potion.
Yeah,
You
because you
can
can get like
get
a stack of arrows for 3 potions.
exactly.
Ah, you are wise beyond your years. So, with Sonic like being like super fast, I know like you have to keep him like on a lead and in a cage and in a pen. Now, have you had like any issues with those horses despawning because they can just move around so quickly and freely?
I haven't. I haven't really spent the time to chunk align anything. I'm guessing that the pen that he usually stays in is chunk aligned though. But yeah, I do try to keep him on a lead and in that pen. I think that's the best thing for him, to give him the best chance of not despawning. I haven't had any of them despawn at my base. I have had some despawn in the stable.
And that's your store in the old shopping district.
Right.
You did a video on that build, correct? I think that was right before
I
I
did.
started.
That was the second video on the realm, and probably still one of my favorites, honestly.
Well, how many videos have you put out so far from the realm? Do you happen to know?
I think 8. The last one being the Christmas build off.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a while, and then my most recent video was on my own world, but
Single player world.
yep.
So how long has your single player world been going then?
Oh, that's been going since June, I want to say.
Oh wow! So basically, right around the same time as you joined the realm, a little bit before.
Yeah, I joined the realm late August. I think I had like something like eight videos up when I joined the realm.
Oh wow! So you were still what's the proper term? Wet behind the ears, then, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah. I was pretty new. At that point, I had found a good rhythm, and I was actually uploading every week. But it just hasn't been a thing the last couple months.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, you'll probably disappear for a little bit, unless you
I'm gonna try
can find a good rhythm. I know. You get a good rhythm now.
Yeah, I'm trying to like backlog content right now, so then that way, like, I can kind of like be ahead, but not be at the same time.
Yeah, that's smart.
So I don't know. All right, well, you're about to head into work, correct?
I am.
So I don't want to cause you to be late. The last thing we want to do is get people fired from being on the podcast.
Hey, well, thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah, we enjoyed having you. Thank you for telling us a little bit about yourself. And if you guys get a chance, make sure you go subscribe to IamFluffy90. And his information will be down below. Do you have a Twitter or anything, Fluffy?
Technically, I never use it though.
Oh, okay.
I'm just mainly on YouTube.
All right, so go subscribe to his channel right now.
Yeah. I'll see you guys there.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that interview with none other than I Am Fluffy. So I realized when we were kind of talking, his channel name is I Am Fluffy. His gamer tag is IamFluffy90, but you guys can just go ahead and call him Fluffers because that's his nickname. But guys, we had a somewhat busy week in terms of Minecraft updates. So the first one I want to talk about is the one I'm actually most excited about. And that is they actually put out a video of mangrove swamps. And they definitely look really cool. So for those of you that don't know, the mangrove is basically like this tree that grows, but like the roots like come up out of the ground and then the tree's kind of like suspended in the air. So it's a much different tree than what we're used to in Minecraft. And I mean, it looks pretty cool. I don't know about the wood color. It seems like it's almost on pace with like a dark oak kind of looking log, but like a mixture between dark oak and spruce in terms of color for the bark. Now, they also did show like the mud that is the new block coming in the game. Now, they did show us mud bricks a couple months back, and they like built like a small Minecraft house with the mud bricks. And I don't really like the color of the mud because it's kind of this awful gray color. It almost reminds me of like old gravel, if you guys remember the very old texture for gravel. And I just don't like it because it just doesn't like, I mean, mud isn't supposed to be gray. I mean, maybe dirt and silt mixed together would make gray, but I don't I just don't like the color of it now. I mean, that's all subject to change, of course, for when 1.19 comes out. So, I mean, there's plenty of time, and this is probably just like an early preview of, what it looks like. So, aside from the mud and the mangrove trees, there's also a new vine texture. Now, I don't know if it's a specific new vine or if they're going to retexture all vines to be that texture, but it definitely looks a little bit more interesting than the vine texture we've had, of course, throughout the years in Minecraft. I mean, you guys know what that looks like. This one kind of looks, I would say, kind of like the crimson roots that grow, not crimson roots, but the crimson plant that like grows up towards the ceiling. That it kind of has like a little bit of a twist in the design. So it kind of makes me think of that, but it's still green like a vine color. So, I mean, pretty impressive. And then, of course, there is the Mangrove Core, and that is like a fruit hanging off of the mangrove tree itself, which I actually thought mangrove was like a fruit, but evidently there's not such a thing as mangrove. I didn't know that, or maybe there is and I just didn't see it. But so basically, it kind of hangs from a tree like an apple tree. Like, just think of an apple, but it's like this little yellow, it almost reminds me of like a flower looking thing, kind of just hanging off the leaves. And to my knowledge, it's kind of the first thing we have that is like this. Now, if you guys play modded Minecraft at all, like, you guys know that there's like fruit trees and everything in modded Minecraft where the fruit actually hangs off of the tree. But we haven't had anything like this in vanilla. So this is kind of making me wonder if they're going to start adding those kind of trees in. And if they did, I mean, that would open up a wide variety of options for different wood types and wood colors. We have like 6, or 7, but the majority of them are brown. I mean, jungle wood's kind of like the exception. It's like a reddish brown, but even then acacia is red. But all the others are some variant of brown, and birch is yellow, obviously. But let's just say the majority of wood types are brown. But I mean, there's 16 colors in Minecraft, and we have green, red, brown, a yellowish, and let's just say red. Well, that's only 5 colors, so realistically, there could be woods of every color. Now, I don't know if they're going to try and keep it like real-life trees. That's up to them. But, that would be a future thing. But anyways, the mangrove cores, you can actually plant either in water or you can plant on soil, and they'll grow into a mangrove tree. So it's the first tree that we have that you can plant on something other than dirt or like the nether trees, even though those technically aren't trees. So, huge difference there. Also, there's one other small block, and that is kind of similar to glow lichen. Now, I mean, glow lichen was just introduced with caves and cliffs, and I mean, you guys have probably seen a ton of that stuff. It's like that little wavy thing that, gives off light sources in caves. Well, this is actually like covers the mangrove, like parts of the roots, and it's brown. So I don't know if that's a new thing, or maybe they just added like an extra texture on top of the mangrove roots. It's kind of hard to tell because, once again, that was like an early release video. And then, I mean, the mangrove swamps have, the typical lily pads and all that kind of stuff, and sugar cane, and I mean, stuff we're used to seeing in a regular swamp. So they don't deviate too much from a regular swamp, but, it's something different, and it's a new revamped swamp, basically. Got myself a nice ginger ale today to drink during today's podcast, and I must say, it's mighty refreshing. So, guys, the next big news that came out this week was Minecraft 1.18.2, which is a combat update. Kind of. So, it's not the combat update that came to Java, where they added, like, the bar, where if you, like, attack something, you have a cooldown period and all that. So, we don't have that yet. What we do have is basically the easiest way to explain 1.18.2 in terms of parity is they made the damage models the same across both games. So if you guys happen to go look on the wiki at all, you would see that bedrocks, like skeletons, were a different damage than Java skeletons. So basically they just made everything the same, which logically makes sense, So that was a huge parity update. So basically both mobs do the same amount of damage, or all mobs do the same amount of damage. And then they fixed like a couple other things. I mean, it was nothing it wasn't a huge update. Like cows, chickens, sheep, and pigs no longer spawn in the taiga. I mean, really, who's that affect? But, you know, it's a change. And like I said, 1.18.2 wasn't like a super big one. Now, this does kind of open the door for a future combat parity update later on, because if they're doing this, then of course they can obviously, you know, add in like the cooldown timer with swings and all of that. So, you know, who knows? Also with the combat update, this just happened to pop back into my mind. They added, of course, so basically how damage worked in Bedrock Edition is, let's say someone attacked you, because entities damage is kind of set, but let's just say a player attacked you. So a player can hit you with a sword, and let's say they do 5 1/4 hearts damage. Now, you only see 5 hearts. You don't see the quarter heart because we don't have quarter heart damage. We have, you know, half hearts. So basically, what would happen is they would do 5 1/4 hearts damage, but the game would only calculate it as 5 hearts damage. So they were technically doing less damage than what they're supposed to be doing, right? So if you were facing a player, that quarter heart damage, if you do, you know, 5 1/4 hearts and then you regen a bit and they do another 5 1/4 hearts, that should actually be 10 1/2 hearts damage, but you were only taking 10 hearts damage. So, I mean, that could be the difference between winning a player versus player battle or not winning a player versus player battle. So, how they have it now is basically if the game remembers that you did that quarter heart of damage. So, if you get attacked again and it's another quarter heart of damage, it knows to take a half a heart away. If that makes any sense. So, you know, that's just really, it only affects player versus player, not so much player versus entity, because, like I said, they mostly do whole hearts of damage, and you're not really going to notice that anyways. Man, I forget how good ginger ale is when you don't drink it for a while, but this one's pretty tasty. So, continuing on with, of course, updates and snapshots and all that. So, I was watching, or at least on Twitter, sorry, I was reading on Twitter, and the general gist of the Warden, since it's been out for a while, is you're not actually hunting the Warden. The Warden is hunting you. And that kind of makes sense, because, you know, he kind of spawns from the ground. And I don't know if you guys have happened to see any of the videos of the animations of him spawning and all that. But Exumavoid actually has a really good video out, and it goes over all the structures within the ancient city. I mean, there's a lot. And it's funny because there's kind of some speculation right now with all that, that the Warden in the Deep Dark are actually an alternate, like, area, kind of like how the Nether is, like, you have to build a portal to go there. Now, in modded Minecraft, the Deep Dark has existed for quite a while, and it is another, like, dimension that you go to. And basically, the whole area is, like, dark and mob spawn like crazy. It's kind of like the whole, you know, point of it. So, the reason I'm saying all this is the fact that, if you look at some of the blocks that they're currently using for the, you know, city, the ancient city, some of the blocks are called portal frames, and it's only the small statue of the, of course, Warden, and it kind of looks like him, kind of, sort of. It's kind of one of those kind of, sort of, not really things. Like, you can kind of see his face, but it looks like the original iteration of the Warden. So, you know, maybe they're actually, instead of having the ancient city spawn, of course, in the world, maybe you have to go to another dimension like the Nether. And maybe that's quite possibly why this is taking so long. I wouldn't really think that adding, you know, the Warden and all of that in Ancient City would be that big of an update. Once again, I don't know anything about computer coding. That is something you'd have to ask Fred on the server. And while I'm thinking about it, subscribe to everybody on Forever Bedrock. Links are all down below. But the update for the Warden doesn't seem like it's a terribly big or hard one. Now, like I said in earlier videos, I do know the code for Minecraft is kind of all over the place because it was never meant to become this big and long of a game. So, I mean, that could be why. Basically, if you update one thing, then, of course, it messes up 27 other things, right? So, that could be the reason why it's taking longer than expected, but, all we can do is speculate in the time being. Now, I would like to see another dimension in Minecraft. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that would be amazing. We've had the Nether and the End, and that's it. We really haven't had a new dimension, really, in years. Before they add a new dimension, would I like to see an end update? Yes, because they updated the Nether, and of course they've updated the overworld. Now, we also have to get, of course, all those biome votes, which didn't win for the time being, but they said they were going to release eventually as a future update. So there was the desert that could be updated, and I believe the savanna, because they had the meerkats or whatever those things were, and that was the vote that the taiga won, and we got foxes. The adventure update, I believe that one was. So, I mean, adding a new dimension to Minecraft would be awesome, like I said, but I don't know. It kind of depends on where you fall in this, because some people, would rather see an update in a new dimension versus updating what you currently have. To me, the end is kind of played out. Like, realistically, you don't go there that often, and the only reason you do go there is for the loot, which is, shulker boxes and, of course, elytras, right? Now, the loot tables in the ancient cities are currently being worked out. I saw King B-Dog's post on Twitter, which he's a Minecraft developer, that you actually don't get snowballs in the ancient city, but he was asking people, like, what would be worthwhile to be added to the ancient city loot, because not only do you have to sneak past the Warden, and, obviously preferably use a new enchantment, Swift Sneaking, and I do believe that is actually going to be a boot enchantment now, from what I'm hearing. It's not going to be a pants enchantment, so remember we talked about that last time? Well, he asked what would, be good loot, and I mean, it's kind of hard to say, because, we have... Think about all the areas you can get loot from. You have desert temples, the End, ocean temple. Well, I mean, you don't get a lot from ocean temples. You get sponges and gold. Nether fortresses, bastions, mob spawners, shipwrecks. I mean, there's just so many places to get loot. It's like, what would you, reasonably want? And I don't know if I would kind of want anything, because... I mean, once we got Nether right, we kind of all became OP. The swords do extra damage. The armor, while it doesn't give you extra protection, it does give you knockback resistance. Granted, 90% of us don't wear a chestplate. We just wear an elytra because, I mean, it's just easier, especially if you're just playing, a regular map. You're not a player versus player. Player versus player is a little bit different. And I actually cannot speak to, how you guys do that, because I don't do that. But it kind of raised the point, like, maybe we need new enchantments added to the game. And, maybe, just maybe, we need, I don't want to say magic, but, like, enchanting update or something like that. Because we know we're getting one new enchantment. But... I mean, one new enchantment, and that being, like, the loot, like, you can get a Swift Sneak 3 book. Is that really worth risking your character? Because, let's face it, we've all seen the videos. The Warden can, like, two-shot you, even when you're wearing full netherite. So, why would you go in there just to get a book that allows you to sneak past the Warden? So, I'm kind of curious to see where this goes. Maybe they'll put elytras in there, too. I don't know. I mean, like I said, there's kind of endless possibilities. But, for you guys listening, let's say they did do, like, let's just call it a magical update or a magic update. Something with enchanting and all that stuff. What kind of enchantments would you guys like to see in the game? the enchantments really haven't changed terribly too much since enchanting came out. I mean, obviously, we had all the new ones for the crossbow when it was introduced. We had the new ones for the trident when it was introduced. But so far, it doesn't look like they're introducing a new weapon. So, that kind of begs a question on what will we add. So, if I was to do this, I would actually like to see... Now, this is from modded Minecraft, but let's face it, most of the stuff that's in the game came from modded Minecraft. Aside from the Aether, which, let's face it, everybody wants. But in modded Minecraft, you can actually make auto-smelt picks and combine them with fortune. So, let's just put it this way. So, if you, mine stone with, a regular pick without silk touch, you get cobblestone. Well, this would automatically smelt it back to stone. And then it would do the same for ores. So you wouldn't have to, take all your stuff up to the top of the surface, smelt all of it. You'd have all your ores ready to go. And it makes it easier. And you also get a lot more experience points because you figure you're technically smelting all the stone. So you really don't have to, mend your pick. And, once mending came in the game, was there really ever a point to, doubling up your picks and your armor and all that? Because reasonably, in full netherite, you have to try to die. And, I'm not just saying that to be smart or funny. You have to try to die. Now, I understand, jumping in a lava pit, and, messing up or, casually misplaced lava pits, can kill you, but it's hard to die. You can drown, too. Whoop-de-doo. But to a mob... right now on my base, I was messing around with Joe the other night because he was trying to put arrows into my XP machine. And I was, crit striking him with Sharpness 3? Sharpness 3 sword. And, he was regenerated before I could even, hit him again. Granted, I wasn't trying to kill him, but, just trying to send a message. So... I don't know. Leave your comments down below as to what you guys would like to see added as an enchantment. If you would like to see any enchantments. Like I said, we have the Swift Sneak coming up. And, maybe there's something out there that piques a lot of people's interest. So let's see what you guys have to say down below. But guys, that is actually going to end the podcast for today. There wasn't too much going on in the world of Minecraft, and if there was, then I missed it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed the sit-down with, of course, I Am Fluffy. And, I hope you guys have hit that subscribe button. So, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, and make sure you subscribe. Bye-bye.